What's up everybody, how's it going, and welcome to this episode of Car Rant. Today we are reviewing the Yokohama Avid ENVigor tires. Now this channel is no stranger to tire reviews and things of that nature, and today honestly I couldn't be more happier right now because personally I've dreamed of owning a set of Yokohama tires on my car since I was a kid. I used to have a Yokohama hatchback Hot Wheel. Can't remember what model it was because my memory's a little fuzzy of the car, but I remember the design very clearly. It was white with the red Yokohama striping, and it was sick. Now on this car we have had two different sets of Falcon tires, the Falcon FK510s and the Falcon RT615K Pluses, both of which are really good tires, but are also like really aggressive tires for what they were. The Falcon RTKs obviously are more of a racing tire, and the FKs are more of your, I don't want to say generic all-season tire, but they're more of your better grade all-season tire, and they were really good. Both sets I really loved. I reviewed them and I gave them pretty high marks. But now I'm in this car, my Evolution 8, with a very heavily modified suspension, and I need to have good sticky tires during the winter time. So with that said, the search for new tires to use during the winter time was on, because the RTKs were not designed for weather whatsoever. These were more of a summer tire that was made for the racetrack. It could handle water, and it did a pretty good job of that. But I noticed over time as it wore down that hydroplaning became more and more possible, which is just by far the sketchiest and not most fun thing to do in the world ever. Now, my first impression of the Avid ENVigors is, number one, these are pretty sticky. These have a Treadwear 560 rating. They have A's for both their temperature and their grip. I'm comparing them to the Falcon FKs because they're both all-season tires. They're both made to do very similar things, and they're both right around a very similar price point. I think the Yokos are actually maybe $10 to $20 more depending on where you buy them from. And just driving at slow speeds, you can already feel the world of a difference that there was between the FKs and these Yokohama Avids. These things are sticky. Like right now, let's see, my car's up to heat. I'm gonna get up to 4K and drop. I'm not losing any grip when I just go to put the hammer down, which is what you want if you're like me and you have a pretty high horsepower car and you're trying to maintain grip all year round. Oh, it's so smooth! Huge shout out to Mach 5, because Mach 5 came through for me. They did the alignment on this car, got it all straightened out, fixed some of our issues that we had with like the steering rack and whatnot, and now this car feels really good. But these tires are really complementing the entire suspension. I feel like if this was, say, more meat on it, it would feel more like a racing tire than it would an all-season tire, because the grip I'm getting out of these is incredible. I mean, last night when I was driving this around all over the place, there were times where I'm like, I'm probably gonna lose traction here, or I'm probably gonna, we'll see what happens there. And intentionally, I dove into a corner knowing full well that, you know, there's a possibility that my car could take damage, but I made sure that there was plenty of room so that if I were to lose traction, I wouldn't go flying off into a guardrail or anything. And the tires did something that I've not experienced in the Falcons before, and that was when it actually lost a little bit of grip, it immediately found it again. And a lot of that's because of the way the tread's shaped. It's not like a crazy, ridiculous, oh, I'm a race car tire, so I gotta always have grip everywhere. These are all-season passenger car tires, and even then, this thing was handling like a boss. Now I know because it, you know, these are stickier tires than, say, the FKs. I mean, just feeling them, these feel almost like the Falcon rubber, maybe a little bit more, and I don't know if this is the right word, but it had more of an oilish feel to it. So I guess it's a hydrated rubber. I don't know what the word is for that, but I just feel a difference as a regular schmo, if you will, going into this, getting these tires. And honestly, you know, I grew up wanting a set of Yokohama tires. just to like find out what Yokohama was all about. And I would love to get a set of their Advan wheels because they look amazing. But these Advan tires, there is no disappointment here whatsoever. I'm gonna feel confident knowing that all winter long I'll be able to drive my Evo in snow and in rain, and when it's a nice day like this where the sun's out and the ground might be cold, but I'm still gonna maintain my grip. I mean, I drove pretty hard last night. We did and I kid you not, 90 to 0 stop just to see what it would be like, and it was no fuss. It was just perfect. There was nothing that was lacking out of that stop. And also, when I did that, usually your tire's gonna get a little bit warm, still bone cold. I was like, these are really good at any given temperature, and it's a little trippy. All in all, I love these tires to death. They have fantastic amounts of grip. They are really quiet as well. Something that I've been hearing a lot more lately is that people complain about all season sometimes having noise. No, these jokers right here are actually quieter than the FKs. And I'm just in shock over that because everything I'm getting out of these, like, I'm kind of wishing that I had these before I had the FKs. And I know that's gonna disappoint some people who are big Falcon fanboys, but these tires are super good. Oh. Just driving around like a normal person right now, it's just comfortable. They're soaking hits better than the FKs were. They're just amazing. Again, as someone who's been riding on Falcons for the past year, you know, between the FKs and the RTKs, it's, yeah, dude, these Avid ENVigors are really nice. Honestly, these have convinced me so much so that I'm even thinking I might wrap the Lexus new wheels in these self-same tires, because I'm just getting such good stuff from these things. Between a comfortable ride and a relatively good price point for the amount of performance you're getting, on top of this, just a reputable name like Yokohama, who's been in the business for a while, these are definitely worth it. If you're in the market for tires and you came across this video because you wanted to see what the Yokohamas were about, let me tell you, as someone who drives pretty aggressively, who drives pretty fast, who's constantly having to brake pretty hard because he lives outside of DC and people just don't know how to drive, these are totally 100% the tires that I would buy even for a regular passenger car, because I feel more secure knowing that my tires are gonna hold up to any given abuse I throw at them and still be this comfortable. Here we go, look at this. Oh my goodness, I could hit that a lot sharper. I mean, I know my alignment was out, but that wasn't an alignment correction. That was I just slammed a corner going pretty fast and had no troubles. Oh, this thing is awesome. I love this car, but I love these tires. These things complement so well. Anyways, enough glamoring on these tires. Let me know, what do you guys think if you've tried these before? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm very curious to see what you guys think. And also, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. We do a lot of stuff with my Mitsubishi Evo, and like I mentioned earlier, I have a Lexus that we're actually in the process of building up to make into a beautiful, nice, clean daily car. And we have our awesome 240 project that we finally got up and running at the beginning of this season. All in all, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. God bless you and peace.